challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The objective of this bill includes
Senate passes bill seeking establishment of Solid Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission.
The two bills are focused on administration and capacity in accordance with best practices.
And Senate Committee recommends passage of Sports University as well as Sports Commission bills. Hello and thanks for joining us. I am Hussaina Amina Aboki. As you are aware, the Senate is on recess. While the recess lasts, Inside the Senate will bring you reports of events that transpired before the break, as well as review some landmark events. On this episode, therefore, we shall report some bills deliberated upon shortly before the lawmakers went on break, including the Solid Minerals Producing Areas Development Commission Bill, as well as the establishment of a fishery institute in Bakassi Peninsula, amongst other things. We shall also bring you the report of a public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Sports on the establishment of a sports university in Ebonyi State, as well as a new Nigerian Sports Commission. Stay tuned for details after this short break. Don't go away.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance.
And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Welcome back. One of the bills presented for second reading before the Senate recessed was a bill for an act to establish the Solid Minerals Producing Areas Development Commission 2021. It was sponsored by Senator Yakubu Oseni. According to the sponsor, the Nigerian mineral sector still remains unexplored, as a result of which only a paltry $89 million is earned annually from it, out of its potentials worth hundreds of billions of dollars. He stated that even with this, the solid minerals development areas still suffer neglect as a result of the after effect of mining activities. Hence, the need for this bill to provide for the mitigation and remediation of consequence of mining.
The objective of this bill includes, but not limited to: 1. Formulation of policies and guidelines for the development of the mineral producing areas. 2. Conceptions, planning, and implementation in accordance with set rules and regulations of projects and programs for sustainable development of the minerals producing areas in the field of transportation, including roads, health, employment, industrialization, agri and fisheries, housing and urban development, water supply, electricity, and telecommunications.
The debate that followed supported the second reading of the bill.
The environmental challenges that accompany mining produces gullies, wastelands, and ponds. Many people and citizens have lost their lives from such open ponds and the other health challenges which have been enumerated by the sponsor of the bill. Plateau State, I would say, is a special case and point of reference when it comes to such environmental damages and hazardous ponds, all of which require reclamation. And this commission that is for the development of solid mineral producing areas is very timely.
This bill is important, not only in the area of formulation and implementations of policies and programs that will help to tap these resources, but taking care of the people within this area.
My small concern is with the title of this bill. You know, the focus on solid minerals producing areas development commission. Because if we say that virtually every state has a solid mineral deposit or the other, then you are making a commission that is going to look after all the states. So I would suggest that when we go to the public hearing and further debate on this bill, that perhaps the focus should be Solid Minerals Development Commission.
The bill was then read a second time and referred to the Committee on Solid Minerals to report back as soon as possible. Another bill debated before the recess is a bill for the establishment of the Real Estate Regulation and Development Council of Nigeria 2021, sponsored by Senator Aliyu Magatakardawa Mako. The bill, amongst other things, seeks to regulate and promote real estate business in Nigeria.
In summary, Mr. President and my dear colleagues, this bill seeks to address four main issues. One, provide an enabling law in the real estate sector, which hitherto has been largely unregulated. Two, protect the interest and investment of investors and participants in the sector. Three, ensure that transactions are done in a transparent manner, which will in turn boost confidence in the sector. And four, engender speedy development in the sector, as investors would no longer entertain fears arising from lack of enabling legislation to cater for the sector and the multiplier effect thereof.
The bill attracted the following comments.
And its regulation is very important because it's a multi-trillion naira sector. And therefore, it needs to be regulated. Otherwise, a lot of people will be deceived and cheated during the process.
However, the minority leader, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, made an observation on the section of the proposed law
where it says that in addition to strengthening the independence of the federating state, the bill provides that where a state has enacted a law for regulation of the real estate sector and such law is inconsistent with the proposed act, then the state government to that effect may not apply the proposed act in the state. I think this is really contradictory to what we do as a federation. Usually, the norm is that if a state act is in any way contradictory to a federal law, to the extent of that contradiction, the federal law will take precedence.
If it is reflected in that way in the bill, then it has to be reversed. I think that's what it is. So those in favor that this bill will now read a second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
As a result, the bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Housing for more legislative action and to report back as soon as possible. Still on bills that passed second reading before the Senate's recess was one seeking the establishment of an institute for the development of fisheries and aquaculture in Bakassi local government area of Cross River State. It was sponsored by Senator Gershom Bassi and titled A Bill for an Act to Establish the Nigerian Institute of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bakassi 2021.
The establishment of the Nigeria Research Institute of Fisheries and Aquaculture in Bakassi LGA of Cross River State holds huge potential needed to boost food sufficiency in Nigeria. By 2030, it is estimated that 70% of all seafood produced for human consumption will come from aquaculture. Therefore, Nigeria needs to take the center stage in aquaculture research and development.
The Bakassi people feel totally rejected and abandoned by the Nigerian state. I think it is important that we make them understand that they are truly still a part of this country and that it is our duty and responsibility to protect them and make life better for them again. An institute like this will do a lot to open up the dynamics of their profession, of their livelihoods. New research will emerge, new ways and means will come, and their economy will be boosted.
The bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Agriculture to report back soonest. Still to come, 2 sports-related bills presented for public opinion by the Committee on Sports. Details after our notebook segment. Do stay tuned.
The legislative debate is a parliamentary procedure where parliamentarians deliberate on issues brought to the floor for legislative concurrence and approval. These issues may be motions, bills, or points of order, amongst other matters. After the sponsor of any of these matters has made his case, legislators are given the opportunity to deliberate in favor or against the issues brought up. After the debates, the presiding officer will seek the opinion of the entire parliament through a question, where those in favor will say yea and those against will say nay. Whichever side gets the majority will have the day and the matter will be approved.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC. The Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Welcome back. Before the recess, the Committee on Sports, chaired by Senator Obinna Ogba, hosted stakeholders to a public hearing on 2 bills targeted at development of sports in Nigeria. The bills were Federal University of Sports in Kalagu, Ebonyi State, Establishment Bill 2020, Nigerian Sports Commission, Establishment Bill 2021. Declaring the hearing open, Senate President Ahmed Lawan spoke on the focus of the 2 bills, particularly in this period when sports have become a means of local and international unity and glory. The Senate President was represented by the Senate Minority Whip, Senator Philip Aduda.
The 2 bills, the National Sports Commission Establishment Bill 2020 SB 202 and the Federal Sports University in Kalagu Ebonyi State Establishment Bill 2021 SB 138 are focused on administration and capacity in accordance with best practices. Sports have become a tool of influence and commercial endeavor. Besides its health benefits, it has also grown to be a means of building brands and a route to global glory. We have been doing our best in the past to hone skills, including leveraging on international exposures, but we can still do a lot more by developing and creating related institutions in the domestic space.
In a welcome address, Committee Chairman Senator Obinna Ogba, who sponsored the Sports University in Kalagu bill, stated that the bill seeks to address the challenge faced by many Nigerian sportsmen and women who were unable to properly harness their sports resources and potentials due to educational handicap.
A lot of youths of this great country have great sporting talents, and it is of great importance that we put them in an environment that will inspire, motivate, and challenge them to first develop their talents into marketable values that will grant them good earning and promote revenue generation to the country in form of taxes, and secondly, to enable them attain university degrees as it is applicable to countries like Germany, Canada, and India, and so on. In the other hand, the bill for the establishment of National Sports Commission seeks to foster the development, organization, and participation in sporting activities in the country. The Commission will undertake the maximum maintenance of all federal government sporting facilities across the country.
The Minister of Sports, Mr. Sunday Dare, who was present at the event, said that his ministry has not rested on its oars in efforts to elevate the status of sport from mere recreation to business. In this regard, he said, the ministry is working towards delivering a new sports industry policy that would change the face and fundamentals of the nation's sports development.
It is an attempt to build a business model around our sports in Nigeria so that we can be on the same path like North America, Europe, South America, and other climes. Nigeria's sports development can be driven by both government and private funds. Therefore, in principle, sports is now business in Nigeria. What remains is for the policy that would drive this sports as business to be delivered, and that policy is in its final stages. It is along this thinking, therefore, this afternoon, and at this public hearing, and in the light of all of this, that I want to urge our distinguished senators and everyone here, critical stakeholders, to consider the first bill, the National Sports Commission Bill.
Accordingly, the Sports Minister advocated the appointment of a Director General to head the Commission when established and not a sole administrator, so that it does not go the way of the now abolished National Sports Commission. A committee member commented on the Minister's submission.
We need to take advantage of this moment to drive our economy using this platform. And so I'm in complete agreement with the Foreign Minister's submission that at least for the first time in the history of our nation, we're now having strategic partnership that is needed for us to move our sports forward and to use our sports, develop our sports for the benefits of this country.
With the floor now open for contributions by stakeholders, the former Director General of the National Sports Commission, Malam Al-Hassan Yakmout, expressed delight at the two bills because, according to him, there has not been any law governing sports in Nigeria for 27 years now, even when 62% of Nigerian youths are engaged in it.
In a diverse society, sports is the engine room and the platform that you can promote unity. And secondly, every medical visit ends up with the doctor saying you should exercise. Where is the law binding exercise in Nigeria? It is not there. I'm speaking in support of the university as well as the establishment of a bill for an act for the National Sports Commission in order to move sports forward.
In supporting the two bills, representative of the Nigerian Football Federation and its Secretary General, Dr. Muhammad Sanusi, suggested that the issues that led to the failure of the National Sports Commission should be addressed in the new commission to be established. He enumerated some of them.
Lack of facilities are there, instability, lack of finance, and of course, in some cases, not putting the right peg in the square, in the right position, has been responsible for this. And therefore, we want the committee to look at these issues and address them very squarely so that we would not be going back to what we came from. No amount of work will be enough if these issues are not addressed. So we are calling on the committee to address these issues very squarely.
For the FCT chapter of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, the chairman lamented that the association has not been taken along even with their contribution to sports development in Nigeria.
This has been the norm here in Nigeria. We work, we promote, we bring in the private sector. Sometimes we are the ones who go out and bring the sponsors for games and all the likes of it. But when it's time for people to contribute, we are seen as bad benchers. We don't expect that to continue with the Senate, so we are asking and praying that the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria be put in as a member of the new National Sports Commission.
The SWAN chair also suggested a provision for the establishment of a data department in the new Sports Commission, as according to him, the Dallas Metropolis Sports Commission in North Texas in the U.S. was able to generate over $2.2 billion with a projected economic impact of $2 billion in 2018. He stated that this much can be enjoyed in Nigeria through attracting investors if the new law provides for the establishment of a data department. Also supporting the two bills was the Professional Footballers Association of Nigeria, which was represented by its Secretary General and the former Nigeria's #1 goalkeeper, Mr. Emmanuel Babayaro. He expressed gratitude to the Nigerian Senate for the opportunity to air their opinion, as well as to President Muhammadu Buhari for appointing one of their own and the former Super Eagles striker, Mr. Daniel Amokachi, as his special advisor on sports. Even then, he made observations on the Sports Commission bill and advised on the way forward.
We noted two things when it comes to the establishment of the bill on the National Sports Commission that we wanted to talk about. And one of them is in respect of the Section 2(1), which deals with the composition of the members of the Commission. It is our humble submission that the representatives of our players' union be included as a member of that particular commission, because you're talking about the most critical people as far as sports is concerned. You must understand that football takes more than 60% as demography shows in terms of people doing sports. The second actually has to do with the functions of the proposed commission. We just believe, or we want to advise, that it is made very, very clear and unambiguous, because it is this ambiguity that has been causing a lot of problems. It creates sudden lacunas that people take advantage of. You find a situation whereby we're having two federations, two this, two that, and everybody starts quoting the law. They tell you this is what the law says, that's what the law says. But if we make a lot of these things very, very clear and in certain terms, in order not to allow such lacunas to be there that people will want to take advantage of and cause trouble or mischief in the nearest future, that's one of the things we wanted to note about the laws governing the commission as well.
Also at the hearing was the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, represented by its first vice chairman, Professor Razak Adebayo from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. He gave his association's position on the two bills.
In summary, the Nigerian Medical Association is in support of these two bills because we believe that they will contribute not only to the development of sports, they also be very helpful to improving the healthcare, as rightly observed that health is wealth, as exercise and sport is one of the very important recommendations that we always see as doctors.
At the end of it all, the committee promised to study all submissions, both document and oral, and compile its report for more legislative action at Senate plenary. Next is the profile segment. Stay tuned for our Senator of the Week.
Senator George Thompson Sekibo represents Rivers East Senatorial District under PDP. He attended St. Martin's Primary School, Ogu, Rivers State, for his first school leaving certificate in 1975, as well as Government Secondary School, Ogu, for his West African School Certificate, WASC, in 1980. At the tertiary level, Senator Sekibo attended the Rivers State University of Science and Technology and earned a Bachelor of Technology degree in Architecture, as well as a Master in Environmental Engineering Management. He joined politics and held the following appointments: Chairman of some local government areas in Rivers State between 1988 and 1989, Organizing Secretary, PDP, Rivers State, 1997 and 1998, Special Advisor to Rivers State Governor on Projects and Works, 1999 to 2002. Senator Sekibo contested and won election to the House of Representatives and represented Ogu, Bolo, Okrika Federal Constituency from 2003 to 2007. He contested and won as Senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District, serving 2 terms from 2007 to 2015. He contested in the 2015 general elections in his attempt to serve for the 3rd term, declared winner by INEC, but was removed by a Court of Appeal ruling on the 17th of April 2017 due to some political problems in Rivers State then. He won again this time around in the 2019 general elections and now serves in the Red Chamber as the Chairman, Senate Committee on Navy, as well as member of several other committees. An author and grassroots personality, Senator Sekibo also holds the National Award of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON. His legislative interests are petroleum resources development, education, as well as agricultural developments, amongst other things.
With this, we come to the end of this episode of Inside the Senate. Join us next week for another episode. Thanks for watching, and God bless Nigeria.